Get started with FlexGrid, a .NET data grid for WinForms. FlexGrid is a powerful cross-platform data grid control built to support the entire .NET stack. It features Excel-like filtering, freezing, data editing, custom cell formatting, and much more. You can populate FlexGrid with a bound data source or work completely unbound like a spreadsheet. In this Getting Started tutorial, we will demonstrate how to quickly data bind the FlexGrid for WinForms to an OData source and enable some key features. First, open or create a .NET Windows Forms application. You can target .NET Framework 4.8 or higher. We will choose the latest at the time of recording, which is .NET 9. Then to get FlexGrid, add the c1.win.flexgrid package from NuGet. FlexGrid can be data bound to any .NET data source, such as lists, arrays, collections, and data tables. For this tutorial, we will use an OData source, so we will also use the ComponentOne data connector library for OData by adding the c1.adonet.odata package. Once the NuGet packages are added, you will find the FlexGrid control in your toolbox. Drag and drop it to the form. For .NET 9 applications, Visual Studio supports data binding to object collections at design time. For other sources, you can data bind in code. Double-click the form to enter the form load event. Insert the following code. We will set up a ComponentOne OData adapter to connect to our Northwind data service and fill a data table. You may use the same demo data service, or you can connect to your own data source here, like SQL Server. Data binding FlexGrid is as easy as simply setting the data source property. At runtime, columns are automatically generated for each field in the data set. By default, end users can sort, resize, and even reorder columns. You can restrict these features and add many more in code. Let's enable frozen columns and column filtering, and disable column reordering. We can freeze one column by setting the calls.frozen property to 1. You can freeze any number of columns and rows using this approach. We can enable filtering by setting the allow filtering property to true. We can disable column reordering by setting the allow dragging property to none. Now when we run the application, we can see the leftmost column is frozen and remains in place as the user scrolls. Users can't reorder columns, and they can now filter any column by opening the column header menu. This Excel-like filtering supports value and conditional filters by default. For example, we can filter the shipping name to include only values starting with the letter F. This filter can also be enabled per column for complete control. Lastly, in this video, let's look at cell styles. FlexGrid cell styles are controlled through a rich collection that you can manage at design time. You may have noticed the frozen columns appeared beige. We can modify that through the Styles Collection editor. Click on the Styles link in the FlexGrid's Smart tag and locate the frozen style. Here we can easily change the back color to something different. We hope you enjoyed getting started with FlexGrid for WinForms. For more information, check out the documentation, samples, and demos that you'll find at developer.meshius.com/ComponentOne.